Now, I cannot tell you how many people I see make this mistake. So please remember when you are filming with your iPhone for YouTube to... What's up, it's Danie. I'm so glad that you're here. I help coaches and entrepreneurs scale on YouTube. Today I'm sharing how to film YouTube videos on your iPhone like a pro, and guess what? I'm filming this video right now on my iPhone. I'm making this video because I was just traveling to see family in Chicago and I didn't have any of my equipment, so I filmed my last video on my iPhone, and I figured I wanted to make this while everything was so fresh in my mind. So today we're going to be going over iPhone settings that are key to creating quality and professional looking videos, and then we're going to go over the 4 components to a great iPhone setup. That way you don't waste any time and avoid retakes. And if you haven't yet, be sure to grab my Starting on YouTube cheat sheet and learn the 5 things that your competitors don't want you to know. The first step in filming YouTube videos on your iPhone like a pro is to optimize your iPhone video settings. Go to your settings, search camera, and click record video. Then you can choose what frame rate that you want to be filming your videos on. You can also adjust the settings while you're just in your camera app, but I think it's nice to do it in your settings as well. Now, if you're doing a talking head video like this, then I recommend shooting in 1080p at either 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. Right now, I'm filming at 60 frames per second. The video that I did last week was at 30 frames per second. Honestly, both are going to look pretty good. Now, if you don't have a lot of space on your iPhone, then I recommend not shooting in 4K. It's gonna have a lot bigger file size. But if you're shooting outdoors and nature, then 4K is gonna look really good, but it's not necessarily necessary if you're shooting videos where you're just talking to the camera. Now that you've picked your iPhone settings, we are on to your iPhone video setup. And there are 4 components to optimizing your setup for beautiful looking videos. The first component is deciding if you wanna film with the front camera or the back camera of your phone. Both of these options come with pros and cons, so listen up. So filming with the front camera, you're actually going to shoot in lower quality, right? The front camera is obviously not as fancy as those back cameras. So the front camera can only actually film in 1080p at 30 frames per second, which is totally fine, but it's not as high quality as the back camera, but you can see yourself. So that's such a huge plus when filming YouTube videos, to being able to see yourself the whole video and know that you are in frame, your head's not getting cut off. So for me, my last video I just shot with the front camera because I just did not have the time or the resources to be able to set it up and double check that I was in frame or not, so I just shot it with the front camera. Now, shooting with the back camera is going to get you higher quality, so that may be already worth it for you already, but you're just going to really have to make sure that you test it out, and sorry, Manny's itching himself, that you test it out. You're really gonna have to make sure that you test it out and make sure that you are in frame. Either way, you can't go wrong. I say if you're in a time crunch, just shoot it with that front camera at 1080 at 30 frames per second. But if you're wanting to get a little more fancy with it, shoot it with the back camera at a little higher quality, maybe at 60 frames per second, and just make sure maybe grab a mirror and put it behind your camera so that you know that you're not cut out of the frame. The next component for optimized setup for filming with your iPhone is having a stand. So I actually can't show you the stand right now because I'm using it, but I'll do a little video of it right here. This is what it looks like. This is a really cheap one that I got on Amazon that comes apart. Even has a remote that I'm looking at right now, maybe I lost, oops. But this was really cheap and I can travel with it everywhere and it's lightweight. I recommend having something like this and then putting it up on a stand or a stool bar or chair. That way when you film, it's eye level, right? But having a stand is going to be really important when filming with your iPhone. You also want to make sure when setting up your iPhone with the stand, you do want to make sure that there's some space between the top of your head and the top of the frame. Next, and this may seem really obvious, but I have had many clients ask me this question. So you want to make sure that you are filming horizontally with your phone if this video is going to be on your regular YouTube page. Most YouTube videos are going to be horizontal, right? If you're filming for YouTube Shorts, which are like Reels or TikToks, then you can film vertically. But remember, most of these videos, they're going to be horizontal, so don't forget to do that. Now, I cannot tell you how many people I see make this mistake. So please remember when you are filming with your iPhone for YouTube to look at the correct camera on your iPhone. With the iPhone, it can be confusing because if you're using the front camera, it's really hard to see where's that little baby camera at. And with the back camera, there's like 3 different cameras, so which one are you supposed to be looking at? I realized for my camera, the iPhone 12 Pro, that I need to be looking at the little circle dot that's on the left bottom area that I'm looking at right now. But you can see, like, if I were to look at the corner camera, it looks a little off, right? So you need to make sure that you're looking at the right camera, especially if you're using the front camera. Make sure that you're not looking at the center of your phone, but you were looking actually into the camera. This is so key, and it's gonna look off, really off, if you don't do this. So please remember to do that. You're welcome. And then going along with that, the final step to filming on your iPhone for YouTube like a pro is to do test runs. This way, if you're looking at the wrong camera, you can do a test run and figure it out before you film a whole video and then realize you were looking off like this in your video, right? Or you don't do a test run and you realize that the top part of your head is cut off the whole video, or you moved around a bit and you gotta do it all over again. So right now I'm going to give you a checklist that I want you to go over every time you do your little mini test run that's 30 seconds to a minute, where you talk and you move around and you figure out where's that perfect spot that you need to be before you film. And then you need to ask yourself these questions. Am I looking directly at the camera? Am I fully in frame, or is my head cut off? Where do I need to move, and where should I put a marker of where I need to be standing? Are there things that are ugly in the background that need to be moved around? Maybe I want to put a little plant behind me, add some greenery, right? How is the background looking? And lastly, is the lighting good, or is it too dark? Can I bring some lamps around me? Do I need to go closer to a window? Once you complete your test run and you go through this checklist, you are ready to finally start filming professional looking videos for your YouTube channel on your iPhone and start pulling in your ideal audience and clients and building up your online business and brand. Yes! If this video was helpful for you, it's so helpful for me if you could give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe, and while you wait for next week's video, be sure to check out these other helpful videos, and I'll see you next time. And come on, Manny has been so cute this whole time. Manny, say hi to everybody. Say, I've just been a little sleepy poocheroo. Cute.